Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, the first game of the home opening series went off very well. Next two games, not so good, and the Orioles are below 500 with a 3-4 record on the year. You see them on MessingSports.com. Let's get to game one. Assuming a lot of juice for the home opener and running down that red carpet or orange carpet. Yeah. Being introduced into the big hoopla around openers. Orioles score 5 runs in the first inning. And then nothing until the 8th. But they win. Baltimore Orioles 8, Boston Red Sox 5. Allowed them to get 5 runs. Westberg hitting a walk. Rutschman 1 hit. Tyler O'Neill showing off for the home team. For the home crowd. 4 hits and an RBI. Mountcastle 2 hits, an RBI and a walk. Kjerstad hitting an RBI. Do need him to get going because otherwise his spot on the roster is in question. Teo pinch ran late for Kjerstad. Didn't get an official at bat, but did score a run. Ryno with an over. Carlson pinch hitting late. Walks. Comes around to score. Mullins, 2 hits, 4 RBIs. Mullins needs to get going too. He's the oldest guy on the team. I guess he's not the oldest guy on the team, but he is the longest tenured Oriole. Be a shame for him to get let go because of poor production. Oh, and yes, this is a contract year for Cedric Mullins. Ramon Arias, 2 hits. Jackson Holliday, 2 hits and an RBI. Mullins and O'Neill with doubles. Teo stole another base. Or I guess this is his first of the year. Holliday caught stealing. Povich gets the ball for the home opener. Sadly does not go 5 innings and get credit for a win. Only going 4 1/3 of an inning. Gives up 5 hits, 3 runs. All earned. Walks 2, strikes out 8. Weird. It's weird to give up that many runs with that many strikeouts. It's happened more than once in this series. Very weird. Matt Bowman coming on to finish the 5th inning, getting the final 2 outs. Does allow a hit, but no runs, no walks, strikes out 1. Sir Anthony Dominguez, who actually gets credited for the win here, pitching the 6th inning, the full 6th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Aiken on for the 7th inning, pitching the full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. All right, bullpen showing out. Cano in for the 8th, full 8th. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Now, if you notice, Orioles score 4 runs here in the 8th inning. Batista was warming up, and yes, he is more of the closer, and I'm sure he still has that closer mentality. So, of course, coming in a non-save situation, he does give up a few runs. But seeing as he had such a long layoff, had to get him in there. Have to find few games early to get Batista in there because he's got to get in, I want to say game shape, I guess. It's more of a football term, but yeah. And we're not really talking about pitchers. You don't really talk about pitchers getting into shape like that, but it's more game form. He's not quite there yet. I don't think. I mean, we'll see if his 100-mile-an-hour velocity ever returns. It seems to be hovering between 98 and 99 right now. The splitter does seem to be as good. I think he is mixing in his slider a little more, which I don't like at all. I don't know why this organization is okay with him throwing the slider after how long of a layoff with an arm injury? You want him to throw a slider. Okay. Slider puts a lot of strain on the elbow, and a lot more than most of the other pitches. You already got a violent ass delivery. You want to add throwing a slider in there, and to a certain extent, it's a junk ass slider. It's not even that good. Hell, his two-seam fastball is better than his slider. I don't know why. Throw the two-seam fastball. Duh. Get rid of the slider. It's not good enough anyway. Gets hit a little more than it should be. Because you throw it, it gets hit. What you throwing that pitch for? Whatever. Felix Bautista pitching the full ninth inning, gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, no strikeouts. Yeah. It is tough to evaluate this outing. Is this because he's the closer? He's built it up in his mind that he is the closer and he's coming into close save situations, and it's not a save situation. So is this part of that? Is that why he looked bad? Or is it because he's not really in the game form yet? Probably a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Let's get to game 2. Oopsie. Yeah, did not go well at all. Boston Red Sox 3, Baltimore Orioles nothing. Garrett Crochet, recent acquisition by the Boston Red Sox. As I say, recent acquisition by the Boston Red Sox and not the Baltimore Orioles, who set out to supposedly spend and bring in a bunch of talent. And it's their opponents, their rivals in the AL East that are bringing in more talent than the Orioles. Yeah, good job. Seems the more things change, the more things stay the same. Congratulations, Mike Elias and David Rubenstein. Good job. Orioles only managing 4 hits. Westberg with one of those hits. Rutschman did walk once. Mountcastle and Laureano with one of the 4. Arias with one of the 4, also working a walk. O'Neill over with 3 strikeouts. Sanchez over. Mateo over. Mullins over. No extra bases, no extra base hits to speak of. Yeah, again, Garrett Crochet went 8 innings. Struck out 8. And then Aroldis Chapman in on the 9th. Again, your division rival bringing in key pieces and kicking your ass with them. And you brought in what pieces? Oh. Yeah, they appear to be doing really well. If I'd have known Chapman was on the market for the past year or two, I'd have been screaming for you to get Chapman. Why not? I feel like his velocity really has not declined that much. A little bit, because he is getting older. Kimbrel's velocity declined a lot. That'd show you something. Chapman, with his delivery, he's practically sidearming the ball out there. Going to be a lot less stress on the elbow. And what's going to make him not lose that much velocity as he gets older. And he's really tall, so he can stride really far. Why is that not somebody you brought in? Yeah, good call. Zach Eflin on the mound here, going 6 full innings, which is nice. Save the bullpen. I mean, yeah, all right. He gives up 8 hits and 3 runs. Didn't walk anybody, strikes out 5. That's... Yes, you would like it to be... You would like those numbers to be lower. But if your offense doesn't do anything, because you got virtually the same offense as you did last year, if anything, maybe a little worse, because Tyler O'Neill isn't exactly the greatest. I want to say greatest, that's not the right word there. I think Tyler O'Neill offensively is a step down from Anthony Santander. Okay, maybe he's a little faster in the outfield. But as far as I can tell, you did nothing to improve your offense. And if anything, your offense has gotten worse. Somehow you expect to win more games. Because you didn't win any playoff games last year. Okay. All right. Yeah. I know it's early. I know it's early, but I got more things to talk about in the next game of why I'm pissed off. But again, I do know it is early. Brian Baker in for the 7th inning. Full 7th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Brian Baker's looked really good to start this year. I want to say he was one of the guys that added the slur, but I can't remember. But it's working out very nicely for him. Gregory Soto in for the 8th, pitching the full 8th. Yeah, he's a little shaky at times. But giving up the 2 hits, but the no runs and the no walks and the 3 strikeouts. Getting it done. Cino Perez in the 9th, pitching the full 9th inning. Very shaky. Thankfully, no hits, no runs, no 3 walks, no strikeouts. Walked for the leadoff batter, then he gets a shallow pop up. Next guy then walks the next 2 batters, then gets a ground ball double play. A little bit of luck on that one. But not too lucky because Garrett Crochet and Aroldis Chapman kicked your ass. Game 3, I was at this game. And one thing that's got me pissed off is whoever decided to move the wall back in. Because there were 2 home runs in this game by the Red Sox, not by the Orioles, that would not have been home runs last year. In fact, Casas hit one late. It was more of a higher arcing ball. To me, Dylan Carlson had that ball tracked, just ran out of room. I say he catches that ball last year. Christian Campbell, his home run, a little bit more of a line drive. Carlson have the time to get back on the ball and make the catch. Would it have been low enough on the wall for him to make the catch? I don't know. Close, maybe. But still, they were 2-run home runs. Yeah. So there are 4 runs there that wouldn't have been scored. I mean, definitely the 2 by Casas' home run. Christian Campbell, I don't know, but at least you would have held him to a double. Because he is fast, though he had somebody in front of him. So I don't know how far around the bases he would have gotten. He would have had a chance to get out of the inning with no runs scored on it. But you didn't because you decided to bring the walls in. Okay. Something we're going to have to pay attention to this year. Because if our opponents are getting more home runs because of the moved in wall than, let's say, the Oriole batters are, then it was obviously a terrible decision. Even when I heard that they were going to move the walls in, I was like, why? It's stupid. It's stupid. I've seen Mountcastle hit home runs to left field. He can get him past the first 8 rows of the 85, 84, 83 sections out there. If he's intimidated by the wall, then you know what? Maybe he shouldn't be on the team. You're going to let a wall intimidate you? Seriously? Whatever. Boston Red Sox 8, Baltimore Orioles 4. Offense got going. It's just you couldn't. Charlie Morton out there. Charlie Morton's a weird guy. As far as his pitching performance, weird. It's just weird. Mullins hit an RBI, also walked once. Rutschman with a hit, also walking once. Westberg hit RBI and a walk. Ryno Hearn ended up playing first base and right field in this game. 0 for 3 strikeouts. Tyler O'Neill, 0 for. Kjerstad gets the start in right field in this game. Does get a hit though. Pinch hit for late. Of course, Kjerstad a lefty. Ryan Mountcastle, a right-handed batter. So there's that switch. And then obviously Mountcastle's not playing right field. Or Hearn's going to play right field. Mountcastle's going to play first base. Mountcastle does get a hit. Holiday get a hit. All right. I need a little more than just base hits here. But it's fine. Maybe once you guys hit the ball over the wall. No, it's okay. Don't bother. Arias 2 hits and an RBI. Arias is starting off the year hitting pretty well. Carlson with an RBI did not get a hit. Got the RBI. Also struck out 3 times. Yeah, see why he started the year in the minors. Though maybe maybe he'll get going. I mean, he's going to have a lot of, or at least a lot more plate appearances with Cowser being on the injured list. Of course, we also expect Ramon Laureano to be in there more often. We'll see. Mountcastle, Kerstad, Holiday with doubles, Mullins with a home run. Mullins had a really low line drive home run. Maybe it's just where my seats are. I didn't think it was going to get out. I thought it maybe had enough height to get over the right field wall, but it was kind of hooking, and it was hooking, and it just... Ooh, but it snuck in there on the left side of the right field foul pole. Mullins here stole a base as well. Charlie Morton, let's get to his outing. Very weird outing. Very weird. It only goes 5 innings. And yes, he gives up 5 earned runs on 6 hits. He struck out 10. That's weird. It's weird. I want to go to the play-by-play here, because the first 2 innings, it's weird to look at that, right? Strikeout, walk, home run. Strikeout, and then strikeout. So he struck out the side, but he also walked the dude and gave up a 2-run home run. It's like, is he good or is he bad? Second inning, walk, home run. Strikeout. Pop up. Strikeout. Strikeout. Single, fly out. Single, fly out. Single, sacrifice, fly out. And here's the 5th inning. Strikeout looking. Strikeout switch. Strikeout. What? It's one of the weirdest starting pitching performances I've ever seen. He was both fantastic and complete shit at the same time. In between batters. He looks so fantastic on this one at-bat, and then he looks terrible walking this guy, and then terrible giving up a home run, and then he strikes out the rest of the... What? I mean, he only walked 2. I mean, 6 hits, 2 walks. It's not terrible. It's really not. Doesn't sound like 5 earned runs to me. Well, when the dickheads move the ball in, it kind of hurts you, don't it? Yeah. All right. Whatever. Maybe he'll get it turned around because it's much better than his previous outing. Brian Baker in relief of Morton pitching the full 6th inning. Does give up a hit, but no runs, no walks. Strikes out 1. Baker's at it. Keegan Aiken home for the 8th inning. I'm not sorry, this is not the 8th inning. This is the 7th inning, pitching the full 7th inning. Gives up 2 hits, 2 runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Again, I'm telling you, the home run with 2 outs. Casas hitting a home run with 2 outs. Would have been caught last year. Well, provided Dylan Carlson doesn't trip over a rock and drop the ball, or the sun doesn't get in his eyes. He was tracking it. He just ran out of room. Okay, you probably would have lost the game anyway, but you would have gone into the 9th inning, and the score would have been what? 5-4 Red Sox, or Red Sox 5, Orioles 4. Orioles 3. So, would you have let Matt Bowman go out for a 2nd inning? Probably not. the game a little closer. Going into that ninth inning and going into the decision, do we let Matt Bowman go out for a second inning? It's 7-3 Red Sox. Yeah, you're probably not going to waste another bullpen on. You're down 4 runs. But being down 2 runs, it's a lot smaller gap to make up. So would you put a better pitcher in there? Would they, or maybe let's say better, a fresher pitcher, a fresher arm in there? Would they have given up that 1 run? Tough to say. But seeing as how you were in a giant hole, or what seems to be a giant hole, why waste the arm? Now Bowman only gives up 1 run in 2 innings. That's not terrible. It's not. Maybe if your right-handed hitters could have taken advantage of the shorter right field wall now, done something, but nah, you didn't want to do nothing. That's all right. Bowman pitching the 8th and the 9th, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, no walks, no strikeouts. It's a nice performance by Matt Bowman, because who is Matt Bowman on his roster if not a guy that's going to get called up and sent down a few times during this year? That's who he is. He's a tweener. He's in between a AAA and a Major League Baseball player. If this is what he's going to give you, half a run an inning, I mean, you'll take that. Because, come on, your offense needs to get off their ass and do something. Maybe your highest paid pitcher could not give up 5 runs in 5 innings. Of course, it would help if you hadn't moved the walls in. Stupid. Hate that. I don't know why they did it. So far, it's not working out well for us. It's working out better for our opponents. Why would we want that? I don't remember the numbers over the past 2 years who has lost more home runs because of the, we'll say, old dimensions now. And I think that's how I refer to it. I will refer to the Great Wall of Baltimore as the old dimensions. I'll go with the mini Wall of Baltimore as the new dimensions, and I'll say OG dimensions for the original wall placement. Yeah, with the old wall, and you know what? Even if it's about the same, even if the home runs robbed by the old dimension were about the same between the Orioles and their opponents, you keep that. Because it's your park. You can get used to it. You can make the adjustments because you know your home ballpark. You play 81 games there. Your opponents don't, so it's a little harder for them. But you move the walls in, you make it easier for them. Why make it easier for them? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why you would think that would benefit your team more than your opposing teams. And you know what? I mean, if Tyler O'Neill doesn't like that the wall's too big, I'm not going to hit as many home runs. Well, hit the gym, bro. Yeah, because it'd be funny. You're going to let a wall intimidate you. Like you're not strong enough to hit the ball out of the ballpark still. Really? Come on. All right. Whatever. Enough of the games. Let's get on to some of the other stuff. Mostly injury related. This article here written by Rock Kubatko talking about, I don't know which article was talking about which here now. This article also written by Rock Kubatko. This one was written on the 2nd. This one written on the 3rd. So yesterday and the day before that, talking about, I think this was mainly Henderson here. Henderson hit fairly well in the minor leagues. Had a few home runs. Hitting at about a 300 clip. Seems like offensively he's ready to go. There was a chance that he could have gotten into the game yesterday afternoon. being that it was a 1 o'clock game, it made that a little tougher. Had it had been a 7 o'clock game, probably would have gotten in. Right now, I think we're looking at I don't even know a number. I want to say like 95% chance he will be in the lineup to start the game tonight in Kansas City. It's not a for sure thing, but thing we're looking at that Henderson is ready to go, which should be a real boost for this offense. I don't know about the defense. Depends. Does he still want to play shortstop like Lamar Jackson plays quarterback and want to throw the ball on a run all the time? Whatever. This article here is really talking about a few of the starting pitchers, Grayson Rodriguez and Tomoyuki Sagano. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Grayson Rodriguez continuing to throw. Did at least one other short box and at least another bullpen session. So it does appear that things are going fine with Grayson Rodriguez and his truncated spring training. Sure, we'll go with that. And Sagano, it was just hand cramps. It's something that has happened to him a few times in Japan. And as of right now, he's going to be okay to make his next start, which should be Saturday, I think. See the schedule. Wrap this up. Get out of here. Orioles off to Kansas City to play a 3-game set in Kansas City against the Royals. Friday's game scheduled for 7:40. Saturday's game scheduled for 4:10. Sunday's game scheduled for 2:10. No off day Monday. Playing the Diamondbacks. Okay. So that will do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for Monday. Next edition of Ryno's Orioles Report, where I will talk about the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.